HSR Twitter are like wow Prydwen Tierlist is but at the same time treat any changes in it like a world-shifting phenomenon. World-shifting phenomenon, guys. Why do HSR players always partake in measuring contests? Why the f do you care so much? What where it says about your character? Holy. Ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I swear, every single time when I say like, bro, every time we do a Prydwen video, some crazy shit happens. This time, it is the biggest thing that I've ever seen. I already saw a little bit. I haven't seen a full thing yet. You can already see some of the responses the general public has regarding the Prydwen tier list updates with regards to the fake collaboration. So your editors call this video
Prydwen fake collab update. Yeah, Prydwen fake collab tier list update. Yeah, Prydwen fake tier list. Yeah, fake collab tier list update. Yeah, Prydwen. So we already have.
Oh my lord. 231,000 views. This was from 2 p.m. And let's take a look at a couple of quote retweets over here. Whoa. Aglaya the GOAT. HSR Twitter are like wow Prydwen Tierlist is but at the same time treat any changes in it like a world-shifting phenomenon. World-shifting phenomenon, guys. World-shifting phenomenon. So is it reliable or not? Why do HSR players always partake in dick measuring contests? Why the f do you care so much? What where it says about your character? Zone 0 Twitter. In ZZZ terms, this is like Miyabi gets power crept by Sanby 2 patches later. Absolute cinema. I wonder how Anaxa hater will feel about this turn of events. Me when I'm Prydwen and I underrate the fuck out of Anaxa since release and overrate Herta even though the AoE meta shifted a patch ago, we have to correct it sometime or another. People treat this like gospel. I just see as interesting info to read then go on with my day. Okay? Are you serious? Anaxa Resino. Stay safe. Damn. Oh, but I heard Anaxa was mid. Lamau deserve. I told you he is a Herta support. I have no idea what language is that. Alright. Archer above Saber to Zenith Zone 0 player. This is that if Harumasa performed better than Yanagi. This is blasphemous. Nobody wants to talk about how a free character literally plays above the banner character. Damn. Single target MOC. By the way, I just want to let those who don't know that the other order is collectivized, so it doesn't mean that Aglaya is the strongest. Okay, yeah, nobody cares about Aglaya. Another 10 million turns to Anaxa Gores. GOAT since always. The Herta on tier 0.5. This is hate crime. Ooh. Not the Herta. Big set. And this is why Prydwen tier lists are bullshit. Question mark. Who actually pays attention to this tier list? It's literally some guy telling you what to believe and you all just accept their word as fact. I for real kind of regret that I put for Caster right, then for Anaxa because that motherfucker is good. Dude, who the f is running this site? God. Okay, chat, there's way too many. I'm just gonna wrap up the general sentiments as to this particular tweet, and I haven't got into the actual tier list itself. But to kind of summarize, this tier list update has been the absolute most biggest nuclear cluster bomb. Red alert, code red, and all hands on that kind of tier list update. So without further ado, we're just gonna jump right in right now. Holy. That is just crazy, guys. There are three things crazy, by the way. There are three. I'm not sure if chat is smart enough to identify the 3 crazy things in this particular picture. Okay, the first crazy thing is, yeah, I don't think we need to talk about it. This is the first crazy thing. The second crazy thing, Archer literally outclassed the paid. Oh my god, bro. Bro, her rating is ass, bro. T0.5, T1, T. Okay, with all due respect, right? With all. Okay, I just want to ask a very, very simple question. Why is Saber tier 0.5 and E0 as 0? And Phainon is tier 0 and E0 as 0? That is the only question I want to ask. Because if we are going to be doing E0 as 0, I can kind of get the answer why Saber without a signature icon, you know, she does feel a little bit more uncomfortable to play. But like, bro, the damage drop off for Phainon without his sig is on top of the base speed thingamabob. I'm not gonna stretch any. The tier list is made for casuals, and Saber requires more brain to use. Oh my god, she literally got brain gapped by Phainon. Okay, you know what, Andrew, you're absolutely fucking right. Yeah, okay, the thing with Saber, right, is if you don't give her the enhanced basic state, you are gonna lead to a lot of like wasted turns. You know what I'm saying? Because like if you are in the normal skill state where you can use a skill, and she gets any form of external energy, be it from your Sunday, be it from getting hit by the enemy, be it whatever it's gonna be, she will instantly let go of the extra turn. And this is like super fucking bad, especially if you use her with Sunday, because it basically means that the extra turn is completely wasted. Because usually you are playing Saber with 135, 134, right? So the moment she goes up and she goes out of this 135, 134 range, the next action is just completely gone. And if like, I guess a casual player base cannot manage how to time this this additional turn, her performance will definitely be a lot more impacted. Whereas for Phainon is a little bit like, okay, you give her 12, you give bro 12 stacks and can slam in. You can slam in. So you know what, Ender, I think that is a very, very valid point. But if that is going to be a factor, I think we need to update the criteria over here. Because the last time I checked, there's no... Oh. Yeah. We gotta give Saber the expert. The expert tag, right? Because I ain't see no expert tag over here, right? Bro is... Yo, you are this... Using Saber is like playing Yasuo League of Legends, you know? You can't just fucking run it down and just slam Hazeki all the time. You actually have to know when to use your E, when to use your flash Q, ignite. Bro, this is a high skill ceiling champion, if I can say so myself, right? So I think that is completely fair. Everything else, besides these two things, I've been glazing Aglaia since day one, by the way. One of the best Aglaias in the entire world. Perfect 100% crit rate, speed tune to perfection to 2x plus 1 speed on Sunday, bro. She aged so well. She aged so well. Considering the fact that her team, right? Her team is literally Babin Sunday Huohuo. She is literally running V2 teams. And look at this fraud. Look at her. You give her Anaxa, you give her Tribi, you give her Hian, you give her everything, and then bro just fell off the tier 0.5. That is crazy, bro. That is great. You literally gave her your all to oh my god, that is crazy, bro. So yep. These are my initial thoughts based on the tier 0 and tier 0.5 rankings. Other than that, I think Castries and My Day, they're sort of fine where they stand. And before we move on to the support and amplifier, we can kind of just talk about the elephant in the room, right? Because I don't think we have addressed it. We addressed Saber, we addressed Aglaia. Anaxa out tiering the Herta in the main DPS segment. In the main DPS segment. Okay. I genuinely think the biggest reason is probably just how much less reliant he is for signature light cone. The free light cone that we get at E0 S0, I think that the performance increment is a lot lesser compared to S1 if you move it with like D Herta running, I don't know, like Herta store versus her own signature light cone. I feel like that is like one of the only reasons, right? If they are both E0 S1, because Herta is still good against True Stick though. Okay, we can make a video about it, right? We can make a video about it, cause bro, we're literally still in MOC True Stick. Is she cooked? Is bro not weak to ice? Is Herta bad against True Stick? Cause it has been a long ass time since I played the Herta, bro. She's cooked. Herta is only good. The gold ship killed her. Oh no, gold ship killed her. Okay, we have to find out for ourselves one day. We have to find out for ourselves. I know Anaxa is really good against Huohuo. Super good against Huohuo. Win weak, slam, single target toughness bar damage, bounce. You give it. Your main DPS Anaxa against Huohuo is like, it's perfect. So I can completely see that way. But for D Herta is like a, I guess gold ship is a bit of pain in the ass, right? So yep. We'll see how it goes. I think the main reason is basically just because first of all it's double E0. Second of all, we have been moving away from the AOE scenario. To be fair, we have been moving away for like the past 2 patches. Alright. So by next patch, I don't know how Herta is gonna come back. Cause it's gonna be Adventure inside too, guys. It's gonna be South Rock first half, Adventure in second half. To be fair, the Dices, right, she still works well against the Dices because she's gonna be able to get the full energy refund. But outside of the Dices, it's literally pure single target. So even though Adventure is gonna be Ice Weak, he's not even gonna summon mobs. Alright, you're just constantly gonna gain 9 energy instead of the usual 15. And at that point, in terms of like damage amp, bro, I wouldn't be surprised if people just run Anaxa first half, second half. Because Anaxa is definitely going to be fine against South Rock, right? Bro is winning big anyways. And then yeah, like deadass, if you just run Anaxa second half as an Adventure, he can do the dices, right? He has the bounce, he has an AoE ultimate, so he gains free dice refunds anyways. And then because Adventure is single target, and he can implant a win week, it's like Anaxa just doesn't give a fuck, right? So I think next MOC, oh my god, Herta is gonna be in even more of a predicament. Unless Dawei decides to save Herta and bring back the AoE environment again. But bro, this is a crazy picture, bro. This is legitimately a crazy picture. Alright. Saber and Archer. I think he's right. I think Mr. Endiller has gotten it, man. Okay, we're just gonna talk about MOC, right? We'll talk about MOC first. But I think Archer as a free unit is fucking insane. This is like the equivalent of Doctor Ratio being free in 1.0. Like, okay, chat, imagine if on 1.0, right, they gave you a free Doctor Ratio. That is how absolutely insane this guy feels right now. It's just perfect. For MOC, like, the floor is, he's so unreliant on the S1, even though the S1 is free, by the way. The S1 is free. Okay? Even though he's so unreliant on the S1, even with a super low investment team, he can get the job done. Right? The damage, the damage floor, he is him in the damage floor. Right? Really, all you really want is probably Sparkle. And if you don't have Sparkle, you could still kind of cope with either Sunday, where you just basic attack with Archer and Archer generates his own skill points, or you could run Hanya. Right? And then the RMC slot, you can swap it with Chibi, you can swap it with Sylve, you can swap it with Cyber, you can swap it with Bubba, you can swap it with like whatever the fuck you want to swap it with. And then lastly, the sustain slot, you can run Gallagher, you can run Huohuo, you can run Yang, you can run like any of, or you run just sustainless, right? So like, bro has like all these things built in, and his damage is absolutely off the fucking charts. To be fair, I feel like both Archer and Saber, they are not the most direct to play. For Saber, I've already mentioned, right, if you let her waste the extra turn outside of her own turn, it's gonna lead to a pretty significant damage drop. For Archer, I'm not sure if people really know when you time his skill points. He's not a guy that casts his skill every single turn. So you need to be comfortable with the fact that sometimes you just have to use basic. You have to, especially at full EZO, you have to use basic in there, and people might not find when is the right time to use Rose basic, or use Sparkle's basic, or use Arms. So it might not be the most straightforward compared to like, my name is Gazaris, I press Q and I press Dragon and then Dragon goes burr. Or like, oh, my name is Phainon and I get 12 and then 6. So like these users are like a lot more flexible. Whereas I think for these two, it's kind of like playing Zed and Yasuo. Yeah, it's like playing Zed and Yasuo versus Tryndamere and Master Yi. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be my preliminary thoughts. I would say that yeah, this DPS is super spicy, and I think most people probably wouldn't have the nuance to look past beyond the first impressions. Let's go on over to the other, which I don't think that there has been anything else, right? Yeah, everything else is sort of the same. Cypher is tier 0 with Barbin, RMC, and Sunday. I would say that Silver Wolf. Okay, at E0, S0, I think Silver at tier 0.5 is actually okay. I don't think Silver is tier 0 category. Yeah, no, I don't think Silver is tier 0. Maybe E2 is comparable, but at this one, I think at tier 0.5 is G for me. I would say that, me personally, I think Sunday is slowly starting to cook Barbin. And I think of it as this way. I'm not saying that they are both like better or worse than one another strictly in terms of like damage amplification, because both of their buffs are like really good, but I more so think of it as like, what do you use them as replacements? So for Barbin, right, if you let's say do not have a Barbin, you do not want to use a Barbin, and we're not even going to talk about the fact that he's running S0, which means no energy regeneration, you can just run Tribute, right? You can run any sort of this kind of AoE buffers. You can run Tribute, you can run Ramei, fuck, you can run Cypher. To a certain extent, you can even run Steel for the AoE defense now. But for like Sunday's use case, in the teams that you run Sunday in, the replacements for Sunday, it feels a lot worse compared to a replacement for Barbin. I hope that I'm making sense here. Unless your name is like Aglaia, which honestly at this point, I think Aglaia can also just use Tribute. There just really isn't that big of a close enough substitute for Sunday to the point where I feel that for a value, if you want to pull, right, Sunday's value, at least for the teams that you want to use him in, I think it's going to be more impactful compared to Barbin. To be fair, Barbin got her version 3 in Teep. I'm not sure if Saridra is going to be doing what Teep is going to be doing to Barbin. So if Saridra is going to like essentially remove Sunday from here, then it is what it is. But until that happens, I'm just going to wait and see what's up. As of right now, if I can only pick 3, I will bring Barbin down. I will make it a Cypher, RMC, and Sunday. Me personally. Tier 0, okay, I have to talk about this. Prydwen. I swear to fucking God, there's no road where is a tier 0 sustain. Sustain. Based on your own, okay, I don't even hate where. I swear I'm comedy. Based on your own category, sustain. Rating is influenced based on the character's ability to keep the team alive. Bro, I swear to fucking God, bro. Like, unless you get Huohuo's S1, which actually helps you quite by a decent chunk, her sustain just feels nowhere near as impactful as compared to Hyangya. If you want to talk about her amplifier abilities, right, you might as well just chuck her to the fucking buffers. In which this case, you might as well just be able like tier 0.5 amplifier. So she is an amplifier, right? Because if Anaxa is gonna be appearing in tier 0 and tier 0.5 for like main DPS and sub DPS, you might as well put another character for Huohuo. Because you can't just run her as an amplifier in that sense, right? Because if you are gonna be talking about like in terms of like sustained comfort, oh my God, bro, I swear she's not it. I swear she's not it. I have never had this amount of problems, full auto, full manual, whatever it's gonna be, for any limited 5-star sustains. Maybe back in those days, back in my days, you know, back in those good old days in version 1, which we don't really face these kind of issues, right? Because enemies don't hit anywhere near as hard, right? Nowadays, enemies are starting to punch you for like half your health, and if you want to run like sustainless, bro, it's a lot more prominent that this lack of sustain, on top of her being almost essentially skill point neutral, if not skill point negative, you are trading off a lot of potential value here, just for the sake of making your team alive. So I personally would just drop Huohuo down to tier 0.5 in terms of a sustain, right? If you want to give her the amplifier category, I'll put it in tier 0.5, like double tier 0.5 here. I think that's the best way to go, because I don't think anyone else in this game can sustain as well as Hyangya. Maybe Aventurine because of his shields, but for the past couple of MOC, we didn't really see that big of a usage for preservation, so it is what it is. Gallagher sustain, I would say it's also not that comfortable. Especially if you're like super readable, it is not that comfortable. Next turn, Stavrok, I think it's gonna be okay. So Stavrok, when it comes out, Gallagher will shine. Where I think she will also shine. Because Stavrok has a lot of AoE, right? He has a lot of AoE missiles. The wolf is gonna summon the AoE hit. So your entire team generates a lot more energy, which means that you can cycle your team a lot faster with Prydwen. So next MOC, I can see these two being okay. But like, bro, afterwards, I don't know, man, right? I feel like their flaws are like super glaring for like a long ass time now. So it is what it is. Lingsha, I'm gonna be so for real. I don't remember who she is anymore. Because nobody plays Break anymore. So it's like, okay, I will use Gallagher outside of Break. Lingsha's only use outside of Break is probably D Herta. And look what happened to D Herta. Because AoE is no longer an environment that's getting shield, right? You don't really care about AoE damage anymore. So it is what it is. Okay, let us go down to the meta units. Whoa. Yeah, damn. Blade, Acheron, Facia. Rabbi is hanging on. Okay, wait. Honestly, I don't really know why Rabbi is still here. Because we are literally moving away from the AoE environment. So if anything, I would dare just drop her to around the same tier as her colleagues. I think Jingliu can go up to like the bottom tier of tier 1. Around Blade and Jing, I think Blade feels a little bit stronger. Assuming we're using the exact same wheelchair team, I think Blade feels a little bit stronger. But I think Jingliu, we'll see whether she shines or not during Aventuring. Because Aventuring is going to be a true test, right? You're going to be up against Blade versus first half Savrok, and then Jingliu against second half Aventuring. So we'll see what Jingyuan, he's going to get grabbed. Alright. Next cycle, MOC comes out. He's getting grabbed. Boom. Jover. It is what it is. Other than that, I think DOT is starting to come back. I think by the time Hysilence come out, I can foresee Hysilence be over here. And then Kafka and Black Swan then go to tier 0.5. Jade, I'm going to be so for real. She's probably dropping on tier 1. Because like we mentioned, AoE meta, they are moving away. I feel like it's just a matter of time before she goes down again. I think for now, she's still not that bad. Because I think True Swarm, you could still try to use Jade for True. Because she's still suffered the bug. So it's going to be, it is what it is. Other than that, Bronya went up because you can use it with Phainon, Sparkle. Okay, I swear to God, I thought this was real, guys. Because I yoined this from my chat, right? Wait, I thought this was a real screenshot. I fell for a fake. Oh my god, how could you guys lie on the internet, guys? How could you guys lie on the internet? Nobody lies on the internet, bro. Like, what the fuck, bro? How can you do this? How can you do this? Oh my god, bro. That's just... Okay. Alright. It is what it is, right? So this is gonna be... Yeah, even with Archer's arrival... Actually, nah, you know what? Nah, fuck that. No. You know what? No. Sparkle, tier 0.5. Okay, because I'm using Prydwen's exact same logic, right? Your DPS and your supports, they're only as strong as where they both lie independently, and not codependently with one another. Which is why when Acheron went down, Jiao Qiu also went down. So like, if we're gonna be getting a free unit at E0, S0, tier 0, I think there's just no Roche is tier 1. Right? It's literally the same logic, right? If a DPS is gonna be tier 0 and this DPS best in slot is literally gonna be Sparkle, I will personally at least tier 0.5. Okay, tier 0 is a bit too crazy, but at least tier 0.5, right? E0, S0. Bro doesn't even need the fucking Sparkle signature icon, which is a complete scam. Run DDD, boom, you are done, right? So I'll definitely put this up to tier 0.5. Other than that, I'm chilling, right? Maybe drop down Fuke. Who the fuck is she? It is what it is. Everything else, I don't think there's too big of a change anymore, so... Yeah, the rest of them, they're just pretty much it. Pure Fiction... Also not that big of a change. Aside from Saber and Archer, okay, Archer is okay. Complete S. Unplayable. This guy is legitimately unplayable. You cannot play him pure fusion. Even when I tried him with Tribi and Huohuo, even Tribi and Huohuo could not carry his ass to 30k. Unplayable. Just don't even think about it. It's done. I would say Saber is actually not too shabby. Especially if you're gonna be getting hit fast enough with S1. If you have no S1, I think tier 1 is pretty fair. With S1, I can foresee her being in tier 0.5. Because she slams on each individual ultimate damage, right? It's so fucking high, you legit clear every single wave whenever you cast ultimate. It clears everything. So if it's wave 1, it clears everything. If it's wave 2 and wave 3, you deal like 40-ish% of the boss max HP. Then 30-ish, 25% to the final wave. So like her ultimate damage is just so fucking high, but you really want the energy regeneration from the S1 so you can rotate the cycle fast enough to, I would say, warrant her at least in tier 0.5. So yeah. I don't know if Phainon E0 S0 is tier 0.5 pure fusion by the way, but we can agree to disagree. Let's just sort of see other things. I don't think there's nothing else too crazy anymore. So one final thing is going to be able. Archer might have had a chance in the pure fusion shield Anaxa by not consuming skill points. Yeah, that's true. But Archer is okay, chat. My Archer guy is already out. You can check it out. I think my Is has done a substantial amount of job, right? There was this segment. I was trying out Archer, like literally before I went stream, right? Bro. He does so much damage. He completely skipped Flame Reaver's second phase. Completely. Wait, I got this footage because this is not early access, right? This is not early access. This is from my live footage when I played Flame Reaver. Notice how we're in the second half. I'm not going to show the whole thing. But look at this guy, okay? He goes in for the break. Unlimited Blade works on full auto, yeah? On full auto. He transforms. And by the time he transforms, he's dead. He completely skipped Flame Reaver's entire phase because he dealt so much fucking damage. 3661 on E0S1 Archer, Gallagher, RMC, and Sparkle. I think this guy's performance in Apocalyptic Shadow is absolutely fucking insane. Never seen anything quite like this before for a free unit. It is legitimately great. He completely skipped Flame Reaver's phase, okay? And then in the second half, Doomsday Beast, not as crazy, but it's not even that bad because you get implanted with corner winners anyways. So like you can literally still deal with Doomsday Beast, and if you have Steel Wolf, also no issues whatsoever. So I think this guy for APOC, tip top of tier 0. I don't even think any one of these DPS comes close to what Archer has for a free unit. E0, S0, whatever. Crazy mechanics. I would say Herta. Okay, I think Herta is not that bad against Flame Reaver. Okay, it's just I haven't been using Herta for a very long time, so maybe we'll need to reassess a little bit. Yo, my wife is out, guys. Okay, I removed my cosplay, but yeah, I think my wife needs to be triple tier 0, not gonna lie. Right? Okay, you can bitch and whine all you want, but yo, Fei Xiao is her. And I will never let anyone slander. Fei Xiao is absolutely the best unit in the entirety. Yep, Hail Fei Xiao, Muscle on me, set sit on me, absolutely exceptional. Okay, aside from that, where the hell is Saber? Oh, okay. Bro, for like one split second, I thought Saber was in tier 1. Then I'm like, oh my god, that's okay. Saber on element with Doomsday Beast, absolute cinema. Absolutely. The moment you break Doomsday Beast, your single Excalibur completely cooks, bro. Right? I think Saber is like super diabolical Doomsday Beast. But for Flame Reaver, unfortunately, I mean, she's off element, right? She can't get rid of the clones. You know, not as good. So, you know, not gonna be doing too well in Flame Reaver. But in Doomsday Beast, she's absolutely fucking insane. Absolutely fine. I would say that if we are gonna be putting, if E0 S0 Herta is still tier 0 for APOC, I will put Saber tier 0. I think that the amount of, because the thing is like her biggest weakness, at least for this card, because right now the rating is based on initial impressions, no? Like this entire tier is based on initial impressions. You are literally basing them on the current performance of the APOC, because we have never seen any other APOC with this fate unit before. So based on your initial impressions, The weaknesses to like Saber is completely gone because the moment you break the guy's face, you get full energy refund. So even if you have an S0, your energy doesn't really matter. And you're just gonna absolutely cook Doomsday Beast even at E0 S0. So I would say that based on like initial, like this current phase, I would definitely put Saber in tier 0. Me personally, right? Me personally. Aside from that, I think everything else is kind of whatever. Sarah was like, why is Aggron tier 1? Yep, it is what it is. And then all the other units, I don't think there has been too big of a change because mainly I want to focus on the fake collab. And with that, that is pretty much all of the tier list. Let's take a look at the actual changelogs by the CEO Antler himself. Okay, let's see. Saber and Archer to the tier list. Okay. As well as some changes based on community testing. Phainon release has caused quite a stir in the community. Now it's just Sarah, with some having incredible success and others less so. In response to this, we felt it necessary to proceed with an early round of data collection to look at Phainon specifically. It's available on his profile but not on Apocalyptic Shadow. What we found is the following. Players using sustains had worse scores. Yep. Players with Phainon signature was a lot better. Yep. Certain supports and team comps overwhelmingly outperform others. Okay. Based on the data we now have, as well as community feedback and testing, yo, Antler, can you drop me a DM? How many times did Sarah DM you to kill Phainon? I'm guessing at least 50. Every other day, 50 collected DM. Oh my god, kill Phainon, kill Phainon, kill Phainon. We are making a few adjustments to Phainon's ratings. Pure fiction. Phainon is a polarizing character in pure fiction. If you're able to clear without the need for a sustain, he performs well to very well. But if you gear and team can't manage, you must run a sustain. His performance takes a massive hit. Phainon's signature is also more impactful in pure vision. Absolutely, the base speed is very, very good. Contributing to the gulf of performance some players may be observing. We said, based on the data from the current pure vision, we agree he's strong enough to sit alongside Anaxa and Argenti when assessing pure DPS. We are moving Phainon to tier 0.5, but continue to monitor him. So bro got buffed in pure vision. Apoc and MOC proved himself worthy of tier 0, but in addition, performed incredibly well in AS, moving up in the mode, resulting in the next following patch. So bro got buffed, right? Bro essentially got buffed in the ratings. So we'll see how Phainon is gonna look like in the next couple of days. So yep. Unfortunately, outside of Phainon, the interim data collector is not useful for accessing other changes. Blah 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 blah. So Saber and Archer. 2 more DPS enter the fray and are very strong. Based on our testing, we found Archer to excel in MOC and AS, earning placement, a little bit less specialized but more well-rounded in being serviceable in all 3 endgame modes. We had great success and found to be an absolute beast. We feel he's the strongest when I got... Okay, yep. Oh my god, yeah. Oh my god, he needs Sparkle, guys. Holy shit. Thanks to the skill point generation and skill point can agree. We're starting off with the partner tag. Because of this, we feel he isn't as strong without her. Tier 0, tier 5, tier 0. Significantly more challenging to play and most other top tier DPS. The action advancements, yep. Called it. If you have played Herta with Sunday or another action value, you'll be familiar with the challenges. Only they are quite more tricky. With that being said, when played effectively, she will compete the characters. Okay, so people just don't know how to use Yasuo day 1. It's like Yasuo just got released in the global server. Nobody knows what the f is going on with this guy. Everybody's just running it down, man. He's going like 0 and 10. But I think after some time, people would get used to the fact that, you know, as long as you time, hold your ultimates and Hans basic, right? That is really just holding your ultimate sometimes, making sure that you don't get into the additional turn. It will help you do a lot more damage because Saber can hold 120 max energy, guys. You don't have to let go of the skill instantly. You can hold up to 120 energy, and the moment you can get used to this, all the way up to 120, you'll feel like she's a lot more fluid to play, right? This is from a Mastery 7 Yasuo player, by the way, so it is what it is. Okay, other changes, Cypher is gonna bump up from support damage to amplifier instead. Okay, absolutely, because ultimate damage is coming from a team. Yep, this is very fair. Shibi and 7-7 from Karen move Shibi to another amplifier. Yep, okay, I think this is very fair. MOC. Okay, we need way more explanation. You can't just say we're following through on the watch list and moving to tier 0. You can't just say that, man. You need way more. You're like, the Herta mates, watch out. Anaxa is here to completely invalidate your entire existence. Pack up your bags, pack up your luggage. It's time to get the fuck out of here. You are done, buddy. You need way more than just one sentence, right? So there needs to be more explanation, right? Herta, with the introduction of Archer and Saber, next I think is tier 0. We are once again adjusting tier 0, and similar to Mighty, we are moving the lowest of the tier 0 down. This time is the Herta. Bronyan buff by 1 tier for Phainon, completely fair. Tingyun, yep, I think this is okay. Now, but Tingyun is actually really good Phainon, especially for like those low cost clears. They're all running Tingyun. You wouldn't see a single low cost clear without Tingyun, so I think she's fine. Sparkle, I think bare minimum tier 0.5. Bare minimum tier 0.5, because Archer is just that good, so that is pretty much right. Okay, chat. With you want me to get killed in front of my house in game? Okay, with that, we have come to the end of Prydwen's Fate tier list update. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I think this tier list has been the biggest change ever. And also, to be fair, I feel like our videos also do a lot better, right? When we do like crazy titles. So editors, let's call this one. This is not real. This is not real. In all caps. Full stop, right? All caps, full stop. This is not real. Prydwen HSR Fate tier list update. Fate Collab tier list update. This is not real. Oh my god. And then like for the intro, do like some war music, like people screaming in the background, people like jumping off the basement, like all of the quote retweets from Twitter. You know, people are like legitimately losing their minds, bro, right? So that is gonna be our title for this video today. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. Word of the day is gonna be, this is not real. Okay, wait, actually we have a better word of the day. Free to place. It's time to get a job. Yep, I said the J word. Signature light cones will now be factored into the tier list. It's been fun knowing you guys. Me personally, I think it's about time. Alright. Word of the day. Join Twitch, join Discord, join our Patreon for anime VS. Use code POKE for 10% off all gamer subs. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.